What's going on, TW fans? Thomas here with this week's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. As always, thank you guys for taking the time to tune in. We hope you guys enjoy these episodes. We know we love sharing all these new products with you. So we're gonna jump right in here, give you some cool stuff for right now, maybe some stuff for spring that's around the corner. We sure hope you're out on the water, whether it's in shorts and a t-shirt, in your rain suit, or you're bundled up punching holes in the ice. So let's take a look at some new stuff that we got to help you out in whatever situation you're in. First up, a new one from Storm. We have the Storm 360 Coastal GT Largo Shad. Some of you guys may recognize this one, very similar to their 360 search bait that was previously been out. I actually really like that search bait. I've had some great days on the water for smallmouth and largemouth, so it's a good all species bait. I'm sure this one's gonna be the exact same. So up front, we have that same highly detailed rattling head, which is already weighted as well, so you're ready to just cast this one out there. Got their great VMC black coastal hook on there. It's an exclusive one to Storm. Really solid, sharp, so when you do hook up with that big fish, you're gonna hook up in confidence and knowing you're getting that thing back to the boat. This hook isn't gonna bend out, it's sharp, you're gonna get a smooth set on it. Where the differences come in here, we have a new body shape on this one, more of a shad profile. So you're gonna get an upsized profile, hopefully some upsized bites out of that one. And not only is that giving you just a more bulky appearance to it, it's also gonna give you more of a body roll on this one. So you're gonna get a little bit different action than the original 360 search bait. Still has that ribbing on the top here, so it's gonna displace a lot of water, and then a good paddle tail that's gonna kick and really give a good thump, really call those bass in from a long way away in conjunction with that integrated rattle in the head. So it's a cool new swim bait. Definitely recommend you guys grabbing them, especially if you've tried that 360 search bait in the past. This new one's a good one to add to the arsenal here. All right, let's take a look at something for those of you guys that are still in those wintry conditions. We have a new one from Big Daddy Baits. This is the Big Daddy Booger Tail Spinner. So this one's awesome. Another highly detailed bait that we got on here. Up front, we have the 3D molded scales. We have the 3D molded gill rakers, 3D molded fins, and those 3D red eyes. Those eyes are gonna add a little bit of attraction, also gonna give those bass a strike point, so they're biting up here where your hook is. As you move down the tail, you're gonna see a hand-tied finesse skirt. That finesse skirt is great, especially for those cold waters that I was kind of talking about there, because it's still gonna pulsate and flow and move a lot, even in cold water. Not necessarily just for cold water, great for clear water reservoirs, any of those highly pressured fisheries, any water like that is gonna be really, excel there. On the back, we have kind of a unique Indiana blade hooked to a premium spinner. So the way it's unique is that it's a hexagonal, multifaceted hammered shape in there. So it's just gonna throw light everywhere, really displace that light a lot, kind of be a homing beacon as the bass see that thing fluttering as you're vertically jigging it or swimming it back to the boat. So just another awesome little kind of finesse technique that, again, great for cold water or just pressured fisheries in general. A good one from Big Daddy Baits. All right, next we're gonna take a look at the terminal side of things. We got a new hook from Decoy. This is the Decoy Shot Rig Worm Hook. Great little drop shot hook for you. It's gonna have a really sharp point and a thin wire presentation on it. It's gonna give you a good covert look, but a sharp point to really get that hook in fish. So great for your drop shot, as I mentioned on there, and it's also really nice, even if you don't get a good hook set, that sharp point is gonna drive through that fish's mouth in cold water where their mouths are kind of hard. It's gonna get you those hookups that you may otherwise miss with some other hooks out there. Another great unique thing about this one is it has Decoy's up-tuned eyelet. That's gonna do two things for you. One, it's gonna keep your bait in a horizontal position. So as you're dragging along the bottom, hopping it, wiggling your bait, it's gonna keep it in that horizontal, natural position. So bass are really gonna key in on that. Just give them another reason to bite your lure. Another thing that's gonna do is it's gonna keep your hook in the perfect hook setting position. So again, if you're gonna reel set on them, or maybe they bite on slack line, anything where you're just not getting a great hook set, that position is gonna be key. Especially if you're vertically fishing, video gaming them right under your transducer. Just another key to add to your arsenal there. All right, let's take a look at another terminal option, this time from Rains. We have the Rains Tungsten Ned Rig jig head with a new weed guard on it. So another one that's similar, it's actually just a new addition to one that they've already had out. You may recognize this one from their initial Ned Rig jig head. This one, the new addition to it is it has a wire weed guard on it. Now this wire weed guard is stiff enough to shed some of that lighter vegetation, grasses, thing like that, but it's gonna collapse really easy, so it won't impede on your hook sets. Still has that matte black finish and kind of a conical shaped bottom on here. So you see it flares out at the bottom and it has a flat design. That's gonna keep your Ned bait in that vertical position. That's really key when you're Ned fishing. Got a stout hook on here and a wire keeper, so as you slid on your Ned bait, it's gonna secure that plastic, no need for glues, anything like that. All right. Now let's shift over to some Ned baits. Got a whole slew of stuff from Savage Gear, so make sure you head over to tacklewarehouse.com, check them out. We're gonna talk about them here for you. So kind of first up with all these things, just to make them really perform well underwater, they got a few key things going for them. One, they are built out of Savage Gear's Duratech plastic. So it gives kind of a lifelike feel while still being incredibly durable. That's very important. It also is salted for the correct buoyancy. So kind of, I was talking about earlier, that Ned rig needing to be vertical. That salt is gonna help give that perfect buoyancy to keep them up, and they're also infused with scent. So just a couple key features that are very important when you're fishing the Ned rig. Now let's jump in and take a look at some of those Ned options. First up, we have their Ned Salamander. You're gonna see we got a contoured body on this one and a rib design. It's gonna displace a lot of water, very lifelike. We got legs with their individual toes on there, has a little beard up front. So it's just gonna give you a lot of action, a lot of stretch, a lot of durability, perfect for that Ned rig technique. Next up, we have their Ned Goby. This one's fantastic, especially for smallmouth. A lot of guys love fishing the gobies. This is another realistic presentation for that 3D eyes, 3D gills, 3D fins, and then just to perpetuate on the back here, a little extra action, we have that finesse skirt on there. So another great Ned option for you. Roll into the next one, we have their Ned Minnow. I like this one a lot. Again, kind of the theme of this video here, a lot of detail. 3D scales, 3D fins, 3D eyes. This one differs a little bit, it has slits along the back of the tail here, so it's gonna give incredible action. Now, all of these Ned baits are designed to be paired with the Savage Gear Ned Rig jig head. However, this one would also go great on, a little ball head, anything like that. If you wanna work it along ledges, bounce it off rocks, it's just a great, easy finesse pairing for you. Last Ned rig wouldn't be complete without the Ned Craw. Again, incredibly detailed. You got the appendages along the side, the claws up front, the antennae, the tail, just a perfect little bite-sized finesse Ned Craw on there. So, craw, that forage is common throughout the United States in all waters, so definitely something you don't want to leave home without, really when the bite gets tough. All right, we're gonna stick with Savage Gear. Now we're gonna look at a few more upsized or normal sized plastics. First up, we have the Savage Gear Razorback Worm. So a nice, kind of unique worm here that's gonna slice and dice its way through any part of the water column. So it's got some reverse ribbing on this one, which is gonna disturb a lot of water, as well as that oversized curly tail, which is gonna add thump. So if you're slithering this thing through some vegetation, heavy cover, grass, anything like that, bass are still gonna be able to locate it thanks to all that water displacement and the thump from the tail. Got detailed colors on this one. This one I'm holding right here is kind of a dual laminate color to it. So just a great look, salt infused, scent infused. Gonna be a tough one for bass to ignore. Next up, one of my favorites here, we have the Savage Gear 3D Lizard. A lot of guys love fishing the Lizard. Of course, spring is right around the corner. That means spawn is right around the corner. No better way to imitate a lizard raiding a bass's nest here than with this 3D Lizard. So you got some ribbing on the bottom, again, to kind of displace some water, and then you have the lifelike legs, appendages on here, and then the textured curly tail, even some 3D eyes. So just another look that bass haven't seen, a really realistic look. So spawn, like I said, right around the corner. You're definitely gonna wanna pick these up before that comes. All right, last one from Savage Gear, one that I'm really, really excited about, and you should be too. This is the Savage Gear 4D Craw. Now this is based off of a 3D scan of an actual crawdad, so it doesn't get any more detail oriented than this. So perfectly anatomically correct tail, anatomically correct appendages. We got the pincers up front, the antennae, everything to make this thing look like the real thing. It's as close as live bait as you can get, 3D eyes on it. You're gonna be able to rig this thing a bunch of different ways. If you want to Texas rig it, Carolina rig it, put it on the back of a shaky head or any of your jigs. It's a versatile craw. That's gonna get you a lot of bites. That's going to wrap up this week's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. As always, thank you for tuning in. If you want to learn more about these products or to purchase them, go ahead and click shop or the link in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and please hit that like button. If you want to see more like it, subscribe. Don't forget to let us know in the comments below which one of these baits you're most excited to use this season. We'll see y'all next week.